Me again. So it's lovely to have Nicky and I think this is the most prolonged class you've ever run, the COVID interrupted class here today. I'd have to say, when I introduce myself and the club and people look a bit vague about Rotary, I always talk about the Skilled Migrant Programme. It's the program I'm really proud of. And in my own case, I reflect on my journey with a mentor who, without the program, he and his family would have left. He's now a doctor at Hutt Hospital. I mean, it's an extraordinary way that as a club, working with Victoria and the Johnson Group, we can make a major difference. And I'm so proud of this program, and it's lovely to hear from Nicky on it.
Thank you very much, Derek. President, ladies and gentlemen, tēnā koutou katoa. So thank you for inviting us along here today. It's lovely to be here. In fact, I feel I've been with you more often since I saw you last, because we've been with you lots online. But lovely to see you all in person. This is the 16th year that this program has been running. And this group who is with me today is the 29th intake. So it's pretty amazing when you think of the beginning and the instability of our funding that we've been able to go along this long. And so the club has been supporting this program since its beginning in 2005, and well over 100 members of the club have been involved over that period. And before I introduce the class today, I would like to mention the people who have helped on this particular program as guest tutors, guest lecturers, mentors, and members of the Vocational Service Committee. And I think I left a clicker on the table. So to start, guest tutors. So Linda Carroll, Sia Huyang, John Cook, Brian Hassel, Christine Hurley, Peter Lawson, John McKinnon, Yui Mora, Joan Smith, William Somerville, and Tony White, who's Heather Hayden's husband. So even husbands and wives get to have the joy of joining this class. And what's more, many of these tutors joined us online on Zoom. So when we were in lockdown, we carried on, just took a little breath, deep breath, and carried on almost immediately. And these wonderful guest tutors joined us. And as those of you who know Zoom know that there's a breakout room facility. And so everybody could do one-on-one interviews in a breakout room. And in the role of guest tutors, there's been about 60 members of this club who have been involved over the years. And guest lecturers, again, many of whom joined us online during the lockdown. So Helen Augar did her talk on interview tips online. Rhys Barlow, Sport in New Zealand, online. Linda Carroll, online interview techniques. Derek Gill came to talk to us about the New Zealand economy, online. Peter Lawson came twice and talked about Pick Me interview techniques, and also about KiwiSaver, online again. And Yui Mora, Understanding Kiwis, online. And Lady Susan and Sir Anand Sachanan talked about the New Zealand Constitution and what it means to be a New Zealander, again online. And that was a bit of a slightly shaky start, because minutes before I was opening the Zoom meeting from home, John and I worked together from the same room at home, and we had to dovetail our teaching so that he'd finish one class, I begin the next. And otherwise our voices would interfere with each other. And just as I was about to start and to welcome Susan, Lady Susan and Sir Anand, my computer crashed. But John very kindly said, jump over to mine, and I sent everybody a new link. And we started within 10 minutes of this big tragedy. So, and then Jeff Shaw, getting from advertisement to interview, and Lee Wilkinson, wonderful 3 magic things, the magic 3. Jeff and Lee were the only ones who managed to meet the class face to face. After that, we went into lockdown. As you can see, the topics are very useful for anybody who's new to New Zealand. Not only are they very good for job search, the job search strategies, but also just general background about what it is in New Zealand. And here is us online during one of our online sessions, and you can see that that's in Helen Augar's talk on interviews. We're all laughing because Helen must have told us something funny. So, but what's more, we had the golden opportunity to join the Rotary Club of Wellington meetings online on Mondays and Thursdays, all throughout lockdown. And thank you to Presidents Denise Church and John McKinnon for this opportunity. They provided a unique opportunity to learn more about key areas that are front of mind for New Zealanders, and also to catch a glimpse of how this club works each week. I'd like to thank the mentors who have very kindly agreed to support graduates of this program as they go through their job search, which is their next step. So Reese Barlow, John Boscher, Klaus Dorbecker, who's not a member of the club but very kindly has stepped in, Chris Collins, Lynn McKenzie, Andrew Marnie, Murray Milner, Yui Mora, Samir Khan, Ewan Wright, and as you can see, many names there that have been there in the past. And I also know that many members of the club are still supporting their proteges from the past as well. So thank you very much for that. And thank you to the Vocational Service Committee and to Derek Gill in particular, who finds all the mentors, and which takes some time. And also thank you to my husband, John Preble, for his ongoing support of this program. And now, can I introduce members of the current class? So here is Fari Ayub. Fari, if you could stand up. Fari is from Pakistan, and she's a web analyst, front-end developer and graphic designer, and currently is having an internship at the Ministry of Health. We are at the moment in week 5 of the internship, so there's 2 more weeks to go. So everybody here is not having an internship experience today. Vicky Liu from China, with a background in administration and finance, and has her internship at the Ministry of Health in the finance team. Shireen Naina from Egypt, has a background in early childhood teaching, but is in fact moving to administration here in New Zealand, and is just about to finish her internship at Alpha Recruitment, which is the umbrella group to which the Johnson Group is a member. So there's a nice connection for us. Imran Alam from Pakistan is an accountant with many years of experience, and he's working in the finance team at the Ministry for the Environment, currently as an intern. Amal Al-Shimi from Egypt has an extensive background in communications and project management, and I've just learned this at the lunch that she was in Egypt. She was a member of Rotaract, and if she was still there, she'd be now a member of Rotary. Amal is having her internship at the Ministry for the Environment in their communications team. And Jimena Andrade from Chile. Jimena is a chartered accountant, again with many years of experience there, and she is working as an intern at Bernardo's in the finance team. And Rohini Mahajan from India. Rohini is a university lecturer and researcher, and is looking for more research and analysis, financial analysis work in New Zealand. Currently, she's working at Victoria University in the strategic projects team. And Maria Ramirez from Venezuela. Maria is an industrial engineer, and she's working at a engineering firm in Lower Hutt called Time 7. And Sindhu Ragi from India. Sindhu is a software test analyst and is working in the Ministry of Justice as an intern in their testing team. And Mehdi Dehghani from Iran. Mehdi's background is in sales engineering, particularly with the steel industry. And his internship currently is at the same engineering firm that Maria is at. That's Time 7, but he's working in the sales team. So that's the class. We actually got 2 more, because in fact we always take 12, but 2 of the class amazingly found work during lockdown. And they can't be free, they're not available to come because they're too busy working. So that's pretty amazing, really. So here we are ongoing account of what the graduates are doing. There are now 313 who have been through this program, not including this group. And the stats are still the same. So between this figure, 75 to 80% working. And then some intakes, all of them are working. So I know these are more difficult times, but I have high hopes for this particular group. Ongo funding, still good news. This is really a great position to be in. So really hopeful that we will have funding until the end of 2022. We're just partway into a contract which, well, I should say, once we get to the beginning of next year, we'll have the right of renewal of this contract for two more years. So it's bit by bit, but you know, we just have to be confident and optimistic. So thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for the contribution that the club makes to this program. I know that this partnership, it's because of this partnership that the results of this program are so positive. I certainly couldn't run it without you. I think it's a real success of a very solid partnership that's built up over many years, and it's extremely meaningful for all of us involved in the program. Just as I finish, when I was here last, I mentioned that New Zealand is in the top group of countries that are the most accepting of migrants, according to the World Happiness Report 2018. I was mentioning that last time. And I can see that contributions from organizations like the Rotary Club of Wellington are a big factor in this positive result. And then I looked in the 2020 report to see whether they had done any analysis again of happiness of migrants, or most accepting country of migrants. And this time there's no analysis or data of that particular feature. But I did find in the report that Wellington is ranked 3rd in the world for happiness of its residents. So I thought, well, perhaps the Rotary Club has had an influence here too. So thank you very much again, everyone. I feel so many people have been involved in this program from the beginning. They're like old friends now, and it's a lovely, lovely connection for me personally, and it's a hugely beneficial connection for members of the class. And now I would like to invite a member of the current course to talk about his background and career, Mehdi Dehghani.
Thank you very much, Nicky. Hello, everyone. And today is my pleasure and such an honor for me to have this opportunity to talk about my experience with you. And thank you for inviting us to your today's meeting. I'm from Iran. I was born and bred in Tehran, and I work as a sales engineer for a German company, Komrovsky, for 4 years. The headquarters are in Hamburg with branches in Brussels and Tehran. I was working for Komrovsky in Tehran. The pictures here show the machines that the company imported for different industries, such as steel and copper industry. And the company also imported heavy material industrial machines for shipbuilding, bulk handling for the port, and gantry crane for the port as well. I specialize in sales of slack pod carrier. Here's a picture. Slack pod carrier is a special machine responsible for handling steel slag, which is a byproduct of the steel making process inside steel mills. Here is a short clip of the slag pod carrier dumping the slag. The slag temperature was 1,500 centigrade degree, and when the slag solidified and cools down, then recycled and used in making roads. So the machines had to be very robust to cope with this temperature 24 hours, 7 days a week. And we were lucky enough to finance several projects for the company with the value of 2.5 million euros, and imported these kind of machines to steel industry in Iran. I arrived with my wife on October 2019, and I joined the Skilled Migrant Programme February this year. And as Nicky mentioned, my internship is at Time 7, and where I'm working as a sales engineer to help the sales team for collaborating with the team to updating their product sheet, product data sheets, and also find new markets in Middle East and demonstrating products to potential customers. We were attracted to come to New Zealand by what we heard about the country from our family and friends, which was very positive. We were delighted to find that what we heard about New Zealand is true. We really like the positivity, the problem-solving approach. People prefer to find a solution rather than complain. The way people smile rather than they look sad. And the way that volunteering very popular, and you can see volunteering job all around. And also the teamwork. For example, the team of 5 million working together to overcome COVID-19. We cannot thank you enough for what you have done for us. It has been an honor meeting you at this stage of our life. During the Skilled Migrant Programme, my classmates and I have experienced a safe place to make mistakes and learn. The contribution of the Rotary Club members has shown us the culture of teamwork in New Zealand once again. We would like to thank you all for your patience, generosity, and kindness, which we always felt when you smiled at us and ignored our mistakes, and gave us this opportunity to learn. Thank you.